Thank you, Tyler. Mary, thank you for joining us. You're at the Fox Theater in downtown Detroit. I know you've got the Chevy Silverado EV behind you, which you just unveiled within the last hour. You've already opened up for reservations. I know you're getting a flurry of them. Where do you expect most of those reservations to come from?
Well, I will tell you, Phil, first, we're really excited because that first edition of the RST sold out in 12 minutes and orders are still flowing in. So we think we're going to have very strong response as we go forward. We saw strong response from Lyric with that initial, and we'll be doing more of that very shortly of offering more Lyric. So I'm very excited about how many orders I think we'll see in just the next handful of hours and, of course, the next handful of weeks.
Mary, let's be clear here. The fleet version, the work truck version of the Silverado EV goes on sale next spring. The RST, which would be the consumer or the retail version, and those first ones will be the higher priced first editions, they don't go on sale until late next year. I mean, you've got a big window here where people are going to sit here and say, boy, have you given up first mover advantage to your competitors across town? Because we're going to see the lightning rolling into showrooms within a matter of months.
Well, I would say first, from a work truck perspective, there's different variants of that, and I think we're going to see some retail customers, not just fleet, be interested in that truck as well. And let's not forget, we have the Hummer that we're already delivering off the Ultium platform. So we're going to get that Silverado, the work truck, the RST, the Trail Boss, and all the variants that we haven't even released yet out to the customer as soon as possible. And I think what you have to focus on is the fact that with the Ultium platform, and you look at all the features of the Silverado, it doesn't compromise anywhere. It's got the mid tailgate, it's got the multi-pearl tailgate, the mid gate. When you look at all of the performance that truck has, depending on what type of truck owner you are, we're going to meet you exactly where you need. And I think that's what's so important about the portfolio of Silverados, and not to mention the GMC Sierras that we're going to have be coming very shortly after that.
Mary, you also announced today that you're going to have two other EVs going on sale next year. You've got the Blazer as well as the Equinox. I think we've got some pictures of the Equinox. Do you think that crossover SUV market for the consumer is really going to be the hot part of the market, if you will, when in terms of EV growth?
I think it's going to be hugely important because if you look at the auto market, there is a huge volume segment in that $30,000 to $40,000 range. And when you look at where we've positioned the Equinox and, the vehicle and all the features it's going to have, and then the Blazer, they're going to be in the sweet spot of where consumers are going to be willing to make that conversion to EV because they see the value and they see the opportunity, and the vehicles are great.
And you're going to be starting those, if I'm not mistaken, base models around $30,000, correct?
Base model of the Equinox will be around $30,000, so very affordable, right in that sweet spot, and that's where we think we're going to drive a lot of volume and really get a lot of EV owners. We've been talking about making sure we leverage the strength of General Motors, which is having a full portfolio. Chevy is our value brand, and when you look at the Silverado, the Equinox, and the Blazer EVs, we're going to be really well positioned to really gain in the middle of the market. We're going to be well positioned from a Cadillac perspective when you look at the Lyric, and we have some models that we haven't announced yet, as well as, really the ultra luxury Celestiq. So we're well positioned there. The Hummer's doing exceptionally well. We're getting great feedback from customers. And then, also when you look at BrightDrop, how we're positioned from a fleet perspective, a commercial perspective there. So that's what gives me such confidence that we're going to be #1 mid-decade in EVs in the U.S.